Hey, you tourists, it's your boy Domination. This is Back of the Base that you're gonna do since I would do Texas Baby Man. I done us back to doing this and it is. The only place you're gonna get it, only place you're gonna get it, only place you're gonna get it is Back by Basic. You're gonna do since I would do Texas Baby Man. I done us back, you know what it is and it is. Real men rise up, fake men rise down. Real women rise up, fake women rise down. Right to where I preach and preach on. And today's topic we're talking about is I want to do this article about this whole thing. Sorry, man, I hate when I do this. How do you solve a problem like Denzel? How do the best film actors of his generation end up playing a badass action film? See, this bitch right here wrote an article about this. It's Aisha Howard. It is a state of stuff writer. See, she don't know what she talking about. Last week, I was sitting at Edge on LIT time. I was sitting at I was last week. I was sitting as a time as the crowd as the multiply of the movie theater near Times Square as waiting as they reviewed the screen of the Equalizer directed and Allenton and Folk Quad as the big screen and document of the 80s TV show, and a few minutes before the movies begin, and couples of the 20 for something sitting. A couple of 20s, a couple of 20 something next to me, and get in the conversation, get into a discussion about what they are about to see. This is like a high rated movie, and one asked the Ida as his friend replied and as add and then add it's a new Denzel movie. And what is actually a Denzel movie in 2004 is that means that the Hollywood star is now in near his 60s being a badass, a lot of gun waging and fist fighting, killing, and some scenes of torture may be exploded here and there. The stakes are perfectly high, and the actor narrator then they spotted in his familiar, unidentifiable, and cool, historic, and trademark and magnet watch game. You could find this the Equalizer, in which Denzel, of course, he is Denzel. To all of us, he is not Washington. See. That's where she fucked up there. Playing a formative special force soldier who is coming out of the retirement to save a young prostitute from actually of the tattoo during the Russian mafia. The formula is clearly working that he is one of the few major Hollywood players on the 80s and 90s who is still was actually as a banking star. He is and as actually did not look like he is approach of the seven of a glory of the declare on the earth. His box office is and his box office cloud only grown out of the last of only his last 17 films, and only three has been made. His only three only three have made less than a 50 million. Most has made upward of 70 million, and compared that to his career during 2000, where all but the six of his film fallen below the 50 million. But this is how we hope that the greatest film actors of his generation to spend his time. Denzel ain't Will Smith, who always been a local about his desire to be the biggest movie stars in the world. Denzel is that very barely contemporary contemporary Hollywood star who is kind of as actually gracefully graceful sexiest man in the list with a lyricist shadow from the during of the ladies uh, uh, during for the ladies and the Oscar ball is a war of a couple in the quadruple conference and the Raider still, but he did it all while being black and carried the bait handed to him by Stanley Podiak and Herbert Dante to run with it gratefully. But now in the Equalizer, he's playing half-bait and a veteran of the retiring gun fighter and as this junkie action movie. Denzel deserved better. See, how did this happen? Train Day was directed by Farrell Quest, and during the sin for the best the badass Denzel that we know of today is casted against the type as a dirty and verbal cop, which is represented as a zero in the rating of Quested. It's not a action movie. It's really actually a gritty a gritty two handler with an in the DNA, which is the mumble action film. If you can squat all it as it just right, Denzel won an Oscar for Training Day, made of two of modally drama. John Q and is the and Benjamin Fish that both are disappointed and the went from straight to the big budget. All the acting is exploited is a Man on the Fire by directing by the 5 times Denzel collaboration by Tony Scott in 2004, watering those seeds and keeping them growing. He played an extra CIA officer, now a bodyguard, who is seeking revenge on the kidnapper of this young charger and played by total offense. And since then he played a lot of loans untangled into the dangerous circumstance in the last years and total and terrible acting of comedy. Two Guns. Denzel played a loner, undercover DNA agent to force the team up with Mark Wahlberg to battle the dirty military agent and the Mexican mob in the safe house. He even formed a CIA agent and turned it and form it on the run with the rookie agent and Ray Reynolds and the dangerous chase for top secret data unstoppable and in the taking of the Parliament 1 and 2 and 3, both by directed by the late Scott and involved in relevant training for forming an outrun and the coverage of the dangerous and typical and the let is the take of the hostage by unfortunately bad pressure of the campament by John Travolta must be to be saved by any man. Denzel is probably as the copyleft of the Book of Allah. He must save humanity. The acting of the act I mean the acting movie gene as the entertainment as it can be, but can't play to Denzel's strength, environment, and the control honors in all those roles. Denzel Redwood acted as the disability and his sorrow aside and brought it to the point of near of the humbleness and his character is too prominent and with this trying to refuse on the capitalist as the situation revealed inadequate and unstoppable for seriously in the personal issues at home and the stain with his relationship with his teenage daughter and as a clumsy and performer into the runaway and narrated is in rivalry and the hearts and hearts from his young co-star Chris Penn and Wildly Two Guns is expected to be a action comedy. The script is way too hard. There is no room for Denzel easily in the sense of humor. This is not only the performances are bad, it's actually he is could even reach of the narrow level of warfulness just yet. He still be profound as is the waiting to those roles, and as in the part of it 1 and 2 and 3. When when Revolta is a villain as a adrenaline in Denzel Washington and in NYC subway as the depatch into in the conversation to have to take the bride over a content in front of all his accomplishment and Denzel's body is relevant and the frustrated in this scene is during an embarrassment while Scott and the camera circles him totally, but it's very muchly could be found as offering as his early films and right view and for the few minutes of the between in his race against the clock and life or death and filming of late. The Equalizer is the much of the acting and ridiculous and violent the stick of the script at the stage in which Denzel used martial art and gun exploded to kill and the fury of what a feud off with the mafia and long on and protect and Maximal is the entertainment size version of Home Alone. What this bitch is actually talking about, which the Denzel is set up a veritable of booby traps and home improvement when Warren House where he used to work, a lot along other things, and hanging and impediment in his advancement. No time to be enemy. Where is the impediment to be done? And even the movie in the featurement is as artificial as a bad ass movie short. Denzel as cool as ice and sunset in slow motion towards the as the camera as behind him and during of the blown into a part of a piece and the audience as my screen is cheering with the when the fireball went up. If you don't like the movie, don't watch it. Man, this woman Denzel was started in action film as the early of his career as well of the course of some of it is very bad but is every but even in the falling and there is he got game for every relevant as a Philly in 1980s and in 90s but Denzel films is really not even clearly defined as now. Sometimes in his characters regressing and arranged with men to push this the breaking point as the like with PFC as Peterson and in the A Soldier Story and the PYT and a sentiment tip into the Civil War gory that is the horrific and the perfect perfect signal tier maybe has been won over of his first Oscar, and offered to work in excitement and the challenge, and directed by Spike Lee to bring all of the best film out of him. More better blues. He got gay, of course, of Malcolm X, and might have been as making cheerful and uh, 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 um, compliment romance and lean in her and thoughtful of the interracial love story as Mississippi relevant, and he returned at his early age staging roots and just toured as Shakespeare and the Kennedys and relevant as delightful as much as a doing but nothing. One thing he will never was thought he was born, and Carl of Flake is a criminal under and the '95 Neo for a film devil the devil in blue dress for mm, and for assurance then the disciple embodiment of wearing and post wear and to male a big part of it, and that the character lies as much a classic as an out of the past in a lonely place, and Redmond easy road and outwork of the World War II, and Redmond define himself into the racial world. See, that's what it is with a racial underworld of Los Angeles politics, and the law enforcement is the erotic that Denzel role wants that it can make out of his gift, which is the sharp of playful dialogue. Frank is diverted into the play screen from the uh, Walter Mark novel. He was given the moment to unworthy the sexual as he was hidden the spot toward the sun. I mean, to the to the sunrise of his friend, girlfriend, and Bible into the neighborhood is uncountable, which is some anger from whites to notice of the of his girlfriend uh his girlfriends chatted him up on the Broadway, and passion and angry and edging and talking fast and confronting it with the nightclub bouncer and toward entanglement in the murder. Unlikely and Rob De Niro or and out. Oh shoot! I hate when they do that. I hate when they do that. I'm sorry. I'm sorry about that. I don't know why it does that. I'm sorry about that. I'm sorry about that. Okay. I'm sorry about that, folks. I don't know why it do that. I'm just kind of tired, but I'm gonna go back to it again because if you don't like this goddamn movie, just don't watch it. My whole thing is this. See, this is what I'm talking about. This is what I'm talking about. Unlike the early Rob De Niro and Al Pacino, Denzel probably disappeared in the roles, even if he's going to take as the larger in the life as a figure of Malcolm X, and always awarded that you could watch Denzel on the screen and wide as Amelia and the major watch smile and out and punch in the moment of the intermittent the modern and serious. It is the core of it of the recognized as the way he one of our few great actors who also effectively a movie star, but yet Denzel is portrait of a different a static argument as a hero even in the league, but is it actually prophetic of the club that instead of and Steven Seagal and Bruce Willis and Arnold Schwarzenegger, I respect that we can be grateful that he did not even see. You see what this bitch is saying, and grateful that he did not prepare and to experiment three. Well, what this is what is actually weird about the career at Rod. This is coming to the party late. The Seagal and the rest of the club beginning of the making of their career as actor heroes, but never never few left. It's unsurprising they are really trying to kind of get into the fire well in the older age, and in this career left of turning Denzel mostly probably as the leader assistant and another Doradic as the individual performance and turn into a steady diet of action and anti-hero and late in his career, which is another and Denzel Rive has been fun at times, but it surely is not only the only side of him the fans that want to see now. See, you see what I'm talking about? Was she trying to say that if you do some positive uplifting film, you know what I tell y'all? We don't look at action movies. They want to see a positive film, uplift, because we want to see some positive side of us and other side of African Americans. That's what she's saying. If you listen what this bitch is trying to say, she is saying, well, what is wrong with playing action and reading roles? Even if the talk of the equalizer deserve it introduced of infringement as of infringement, which is going to be the first for Denzel, which deserve of a repeat itself many times over the last years, but never even make the sequel. There's maybe still hope. It's only for 2 years ago that Denzel played whispering the alcoholic is snort coke and plot which the management to save doing of the plane and to do it with the blazer and the road in the road in the robber season and the plight out of the dark and a new event of Denzel Brand, which ate the character rod, and that's of the freak reckoning of drug bruiser and to the painful, angry, and fruitful to wear and to represent the soul and to serve as a reminder of all the great things that Denzel is catcher with when the whip confronted of his accomplishment of as a funeral one is the dying of the few crews about to keep it under custody during the flight of the secret that is the depression of the cover up of his lies and his own lies and it's a pitiful epitome. Oh, hold on for a second. Hold on for a second. Hold on, sir, for a second. I'm gonna read a couple of this. I'm sorry, as I said. Okay, let's look at this. And the actor is taking to a pay cut to play the whip, in which is and gained him a first Oscar nominee since Train Day. For the reason for doing so is the script as he told the deadline around of this time in the film release. As simple as that, as good the script is hard to find. As the prevalent is a way to the beauty that Denzel turned it into action in the past, and he decided not to get accomplishment of the board, even if the actor perhaps is and subject on to the type of cast and draw into the economy of Hollywood. If if all Denzel is getting a script that is have him playing and to honor the to the Russian mafia, Mexican mafia, and everything in between, he what could he do? I but I hold out hope that someone is actually is up and coming actor that will give Denzel to the chance to be the way in a new way for the last of his career. Can you imagine if can you imagine if what and Vladimir the Demon, for example, of the beauty which is the none of nowhere that is around up and they the see what I'm saying. They want him to play Martin Luther King and all these damn slave movies to the upper date MAK and but Abik at some degree is coming out of him and which is the right script. See, that's what I'm saying. They want him to do that and support the cast as the Robert Gould, which would hold in and while impeachment is debate with the Fruderson station. Heck, I will be curious to see Lee Daniels and taking a dance. See, you see what I'm saying? Oh God, and his acting film is make me an uneven if he get the great performance out of his star. Denzel is out of scratching his wing and trying to reach out another for full comedy and courtesy the Denzel type the offering to read and humble in the fact that it's a double comic hero. What actually is charming is repeated as the gardener of an angel in the preacher's wife by the preacher's wife the 1996 remake of the pastor's wife and then in the 90s and 1986, Caribbean is set up a mystery and medical quest and easily gone in the midst of Cobblepot Smith is very a doing about nothing and warmed up that sometimes warning of the role of Don Pablo, even if he is serious. Denzel is showing the flashing of the sensitive into in the equalizer that his kids and young who are co-work and used to be of the Gladys Knight and the Pimps, but breaking into a chance to dance and all that during at the Denzel and to explore a bit as the to turn it back to call as long rumored to remake the up up uptown Saturday night Uptown Saturday Night has been performed by him through is the so-called Will Smith is have seemed to be slowing things down, but to that I would say to Big Will don't screw this up. Of course, Denzel had earned the right to make an action movie if that's what he if that's what he happy to do. Sometimes when he in there, the rate of it is as one like the Inside Man is thrilling, and what is good is to stand to a page and couple of contemporary Jefferson Bridge only a few years older than Denzel. Bridge has been in the history of his career about a during the end of a crazy heart and vitamin of flick of true gift and paying roles at Iron Man and he has have a craft a personal over person personally over the years, just like Denzel, and he will find infinite use to shades of those in personal and to the different kind of films. Denzel could do the same thing, but he is more to prove to show us he could do more. He can do to be our hero. But now it's time to remind of the days that he was a compliment and interesting to be has have had a human being and much as oh God I am so sorry about that I keep doing that and I mean okay here oh I don't know why I do this I'm just kind of tired folks but I'm trying to get y'all because like I said okay all right to human being is as much as very much much cooler and better looking and looking one than the most. And coming to the right in September of 25, 2004, this article is actually is the statement that Denzel is approachable in the seven and clear on the earth. He is approachable into the seven. Okay, I see what she is trying to say on this one for all the actors who work for a check so that the hey to make an accusation of chunks of I have no idea however is inside is the one or not. You know, my whole thing is this, Denzel gonna be Denzel, Denzel, he want to do something different. See, this is what the people say. All the acting for paycheck, and so they can make it lives in the chunks. And I would have no idea whether the inside is one or not. And quote of the Michael Kahneman is summing up into the situation nicely on the Jaws of Revenge. I never seen it, but it's an amount of it's terrible. But however, I have seen that the house that I built is a terrific. Like I said, if my response to this, if you don't like the movie, just don't watch the movie. This is what I'm talking about. We do not like action films. We don't like it. No, they want Denzel Washington to play these kind of roles like Oprah is doing, what Tyler's doing. See, that's what I'm saying right there. That's what I'm saying. When you try something different, people have a problem with that. But when you try something that's the same old thing, you good and ready to go. That's something I don't understand. But this bitch right there, she don't know what she's saying, what she talking about. My point is this: Denzel, do your thing. Because I seen, you see movies like Bruce Willis and all the rest of them still kicking ass in a very young age. And still, because age don't mean a thing when age only mean a thing when you take care of more better your age. Some people look better when they age when they do when they look younger. So if she ever need to thought about that. So Denzel, if you out there, man, do your thing, get your money. I like the Equalizer is the best movie. If you don't, if you gotta watch it, watch it. If you don't like it, don't watch it. Because Denzel want to do a different certain roles he want to take. What is wrong with that? For some odd reason, that's the problem with our community. We don't want to try something else and try something else is new. Nothing else I can say anything more. And that's the topic I just want to talk about today. It's your boy Domination. This is Back in the Base. That y'all gonna do. Cyber do text, baby. Until next time. All right. All right. Peace and I'm out.